watching. This is Hito from HITOSTAR.com. Today I'm going to be speaking about super full moon in Scorpio on May 7th, 2020. So this full moon is called super moon. Super moon is when a new moon or full moon happens much closer to the Earth. So the moon is in sign of Scorpio and the sun is in sign of Taurus, making 180 degree. That's full moon. And since this is a super moon this time, it's a much bigger energy, much stronger. And the sign of Scorpio is a very intense sign. So this full moon itself has a very intense, strong energy. And what can happen is that we are going to have a big shift, big transformation from a deeper level. Scorpio is a sign of psyche, it's a sign of occult, magic. It's about psychology, secrets, sexuality, things we don't usually talk about. So Scorpio rules things that are taboo. Around this time, you might find some secrets revealed, some truths coming out. It is a time for all of us to look into what's true, whether it's in yourself or in the society. It's a time to dig into ourselves and find some important answers. Scorpio is a water sign that's very emotional. And the interesting thing about this sign is it's ruled by Mars and Pluto. The ancient ruler of this sign is Mars, and Mars is a planet of fighter. Scorpio has a strength of going through challenges and conquering a fear. So we can use this energy at this full moon. So it's about looking at your truth even when you have fear, when you have a challenge. It's about making actions and going through whatever the situation is. Sometimes the truth might hurt or it might be uncomfortable. The job at Scorpio is to look at something that you don't usually want to look at. At this full moon, we have the Sun and Mercury conjunct together in sign of Taurus. So this is urge to dig deep, get to the truth, revealing secrets. So all the things what I just talked about. And this time, because of Mercury, it might be happening in your mind, in yourself, or with other people in conversations. So this spring, we have many planets going backwards, retrograde. So we just had Pluto retrograde in sign of Capricorn on April 24th. And that goes on to October 4th. Planet retrograde is the time when a planet looks like it's going backwards from where we are on the Earth. It's actually not going backwards, but it looks like it's going backwards. So we tend to have time more looking inward than pushing projects forward. So this spring we have 4 planets going backwards, and we have Saturn retrograde on May 11th in sign of Aquarius. And Saturn just went into sign of Aquarius on March 22nd, which I talked a lot about in the last video. And that's when really lockdown across the world started to happen. And I've been talking about how this planet Saturn in Aquarius has been the symbolism of this lockdown, because Saturn is a planet of constriction and limitation, and the sign of Aquarius is about freedom. So we are limited. There's a limitation of freedom. So that's Saturn in Aquarius. So that's been happening a lot, especially from March 22nd. But since this planet is going backwards, now this power of lockdown is starting to be loose a little bit. And we are already seeing that where I am in New York, things seem like slowly starting to reopen, which we really have to be careful with. But as all these planets are going retrograde, this reopening theme is coming up a lot. And since they are going backwards, it seems like the reopening will be happening. So that's around all these planets are going backwards, and especially this Saturn is very much related to that. And this planet is going back into sign of Capricorn and start to go direct on September 29th. And we have Venus retrograde on May 13th in sign of Gemini. So Venus retrograde is important event, especially among all these other retrogrades, because Venus is a planet called a personal planet, which is much easier planet for us to feel on a personal level. So when this planet goes backwards, we can feel that in a daily basis on our personal events. So Venus in Gemini is about connecting with others, socializing. And since we are already in a Venus retrograde shadow time, we have been already limited to socialize with others. And Venus is also about beauty. So our beauty is limited in a way. It's inward. So that kind of makes sense as well. Like I said, when a planet going backwards is time to look inward. So you might not be able to do what you really want to do regarding to the planet, which in this case is socializing. But what we can do around this time is to learn a lot of things. It's about studying. Gemini is a lot about being curious and studying different things. Gemini loves to study different topics, not about going deep, but just changing the topics a lot. And it's a very quick learner. So it's a great time to learn something new, learn something you love to do. And that's actually a way out. And another thing that can happen in Venus retrograde time is lovers or people you socialize, people you have fun with in the past can come back. So that might be in a romantic way, that might be just some friends in general. Whatever it is, it will give us some opportunities to look back, to reflect things in the past, to look into where you are now in relationships, and also kind of reflect and what are the changes between the past and present. So retrograde time give us some important events to look at our past and find some answers from the people in the past, events in the past, and redo things and reunite and reconnect. So if you do have those opportunities, please do appreciate and use those times to kind of reflect on what what you think it's important in relationships, and where you are at this point, where you were in the past, and how it's changed. Because whatever that happens during this time can give us some important messages. The universe is trying to give us some important messages. And Venus is also about what you love to do. So if you used to do something you love, it's a great time to go back and enjoy things again. And you might find the people you go back to or things you go back to might not fit you, or it might fit you in a different way. But either way, it's a time to find out what you really, truly love. Great time to do beauty makeover. Venus retrograde gives us some opportunity to upgrade our beauty. It's not a good time to do something totally new, to do new tattoos, or to do something totally different, maybe not plastic surgeries. So, but it's a great time to do subtle beauty makeovers. That way you actually upgrade your look and beauty and things you love to do. So regarding to this Venus retrograde, we also have Venus squaring 90 degrees to another planet, Neptune, in Pisces. So Neptune is a planet of dream and illusion, and it's an energy you cannot see. So having this planet Venus squaring the most strong angle, intense angle to this planet Neptune can make us uncertain about love. It can make us feel like what is true and what is not regarding to love relationships or just relationships in general. If you feel that way, maybe you might feel too lonely, maybe you might feel like left alone, or some information is missing, or uncertain. In that case, remember this Venus-Neptune square is happening, and the way out is to use communication, even though it might not be accurate. You do want to connect with others, and use compassion, creativities, and healings, because all those themes are symbolism of Neptune. And Venus also rules those topics as well. So using the energy into creativities, healings, compassion, that can help us heal yourself and the others. Okay, another planet that's retrograding is Jupiter in sign of Capricorn. So Jupiter is going back on May 14th, right after Venus retrograde, and it goes forward direct on September 13th. So Jupiter is conjunct with planet Pluto right now. So this conjunction just happened on April 4th. And we are going to have another conjunction on June 30th and November 12th. So these 3 dates are the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in 2020. And the combination of Jupiter-Pluto is known as millionaire aspect or billionaire aspect that can produce huge amount of wealth. And it's known to create great expansion and wealth in your life. But at the same time, since this is happening with planet Pluto, it can be huge amount of depths as well. So in that case, we actually did see that in the society this time around April 4th. So this can be totally a different story depending on the person. And so this is because it's planet Pluto, it's about all or nothing. So that's really depends on your case. But just know that whatever that's happening is happening for reasons, and it's giving us an opportunity to reborn and redo uh, your finance, rebuild your business, finance, wealth. We still have Mars and Saturn in sign of Aquarius this month. Aquarius is the sign of new technologies, social medias, what we are learning a lot right now. Since this planet Saturn moved into sign of Aquarius, the lockdown started and we all had to look into using new technology, doing Zoom meetings, Zoom online, everything. That's really sign of Aquarius. And the interesting thing about this sign is that although it seems like we are disconnected, this sign is very much robot-like. It's about having distance. It's about detaching. But at the same time, as you can see from the keyword social distancing, this is such expression of Aquarius to me. But although you're having a distance, you're still socializing. That's the key in sign of Aquarius. If you look into people who have strong Aquarius energy in their charts, they love to they don't love to be very intimate. They love to be very dry and kind of detached. That you don't know what they're thinking sometimes. But then, if you really look into them, they actually love to socialize online, chatting, or they love to help others. Humanity is the key in sign of Aquarius. They have a lot of love for human. So, and also about planets and Earth and helping environment. That's all about sign of Aquarius. So, in this time of lockdown, this Aquarius energy is increasing. Since we are all going into age of Aquarius, now this is starting and it's just gonna go more and more. As much as we are having distance from other people, we are more connected on a human level or our love level. And it might not be something that's tangible, and it might not be something what we used to think that's supposed to be good, but in a new way, we are all connected and socializing. As we can see, we are all socializing on Zoom all over the world. So this is not something just happening right now. Astrologically, it's the symbolism of beginning of the new era. And it's really going to just happen more and more. So if you are feeling like, oh my God, I cannot catch up with this, don't worry. Don't make yourself go crazy. It takes time to do whatever you need to do. But I'm here to tell you this things to do with new technology and new way of connecting with others will go on from now on. So it's just something we have to adjust into, because the universe is giving an opportunity to graduate from something old and going into a different level. And before you go to a new job or new level of something, you have to take some tests. and graduate from there. So that's what we are tested right now. All these challenges in daily lives and our finance or jobs, those are the things that the universe is really throwing at us as a test. And we might take a long time, but we will be doing this challenge. And after these challenges, we will graduate to a next level, which hopefully will be filled with love and love for ourselves and others and to the environment, people in the world equally. So let's do our homeworks, whatever it is to you. I have my homeworks, you have your homeworks. We're all at home, so why don't we just do it? So that's the message here. And let's make this time very much productive and filled with hope, because that's what's really important, to keep ourselves inspired and hopeful for the future that's coming. So let's be very careful. I'm really not happy with this reopening decisions, because as much as we do want to go out, I can see it from the stars and other studies that it's not going to be an easy one. So, but again, it's about us looking at ourselves and improving ourselves, because ultimately what we do, what we work on an individual level, personal level, reflects to the world, because everything around us are mirrors. And as much as we think it's something outside of ourselves, it's something happening inside of ourselves as well. Thank you so much for watching again. So I hope you are staying home and being safe. I know it's getting much warmer here in New York City, but I'm really being careful not to go anywhere, and just being creative, doing my things as much as I can. And luckily, because I do everything online, my work is not much affected, although the daily lives are pretty much affected. But I'm sending you lots of love. Please do work on meditations, healings, whatever that makes you happy, singing, dancing, painting, writing poems, whatever it is for you. Making YouTube videos help too. And I will see you next time. If you like this video, please do comment, subscribe, like this channel. I am wishing you a beautiful full supermoon in Scorpio. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
How are you all feeling tonight? Yeah! Make some noise! HITO STAR from Japan. Oh yeah. You heard my name, boy. Oh, once upon the future. Ready to dance?
HITO STAR!